Yes, I'm perfect, yeah.
On, it's your boy YMG. Today we are here with and this came out recently. By the time I post this, it's going to be coming out on the 14th. Even though the stuff came out literally today, by the time, well, while I'm recording, it's the 13th. I was just busy since I graduated and all that, but I still gotta make a little room of Sparking Zero, so. They're going to be showing the gameplay. Like, they're going to be showing the gameplay. I will show the full thing, but it's like 30 minutes. And I'm just going to show, like, obviously some clips. I'm going to show some creators playing it and all that. And we're just going to get into it. I'm just going to talk about the stuff that I like so far, stuff I really do not like, and some of the stuff I hear a lot of people say they don't like. And I'm going to just hit on it, see if we feel the same way. Because some of the stuff I do, some of the stuff I don't. So we're just going to get into it. So, let's go. First off, character models. I always say this. Is beautiful. Like, the game, like, the whole thing of it is just, like, beautiful. There, I have the thing up. Again. So, one of the one things, I'm not going to keep pausing it just because it is 30 minutes. The one thing I kind of do not like how easily battle damage really is. Because Frieza's off rip did just like, I guess like a death beam or something. And instantly like that, Vegeta's armor's already got taken off. But they did say in the stuff I've seen, they're going to be more towards like battle damage and stuff. So the first stage of battle damage is obviously like this when it comes to Vegeta. But then, there's one to where like, his whole like shirt comes off or something like that. I love how the stage destruction is. I think even if you hit or you do not hit the person, like the stage damage is still gonna happen, and you just instantly jump into the fight. Because I know in BT3, BT2, when you do it. Some of them, you have to hit the person, and some, like, I think literally only one of them you don't, which is just, Goku Spirit Bomb fully charged. But now we got some Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku gameplay, and the Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan just looks so clean in this. And as you see the tag team, you can switch. And, still just like BT3, up to 5 people, D-Transform, I love it. Okay. The one thing I do love about this game is how fast paced like the game is. And for a lot of people is like, oh, I kind of don't like how fast paced the game is because how like kids going to easily like end fast. You gotta keep in mind both of y'all are both moving fast as hell. And 2, health bars. Like you can literally have your health bar up and stuff, and y'all will be okay. Promise, trust. So he's skipping straight to Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan here. Just like how you were able to do in BT2 and BT3. So this is a new clash right here I actually want to hit on. So I think the way how this clash work, cause usually in BT3, when you go for a grab, if both of y'all go for a grab, y'all kind of back up. I think if both of y'all go for a grab, it's a clash and it staggers the person who wins. So I kind of like how they added more clashing in this game. You both go for a grab, y'all both like literally like hold hands each other and just do like a test of strength or something like that. There's a different version of the of another melee clash, and there's just the original. And it's all different. It's not like you gotta move the analog stick and all that. I hope, because don't forget, this is just the demo and this did come out on Summer Game Fest, so it's not going to show us all of it. But I hope there's a way to where you can have like classic playstyle. Because you can have like the classic controls. I told myself I wasn't going to pause. I'm so sorry. You can have the classic controls, but I want the classic gameplay, which is still the classic gameplay, no doubt. Because when I was seeing like other people play it, they literally went from there and to they literally went from here to BT3. Then they do the same thing, and it's just all the same. And when I mean like classic gameplay, I mean more like classic clashes and all that. Because knowing, okay, they're saving a bunch of people money without the analog stick spinning. I kind of like that a little bit better. Don't get me wrong, the clashing in this is still like clean as hell when it comes to like maxing it out by pressing a button. And it's still cool. And one of the clashes, if you rapidly like press X or something, you will like, I don't know, I just like it. And that's another thing I like right there too. Like, it's just fast paced. Like, the game is just fast paced. This is so clean right here. That's so clean right there. The animation that they really put into this is just so nice. So I love how as soon as their intro begins, like when their intro ends, it's just straight boxing. So I kind of like that. One thing I kind of let me pause it right here. I'm gonna pause it right here and just only talk about it for a couple of seconds, but I'm gonna resume it. So on the side, it shows the moves, right? So it shows you at like it shows the moves. The next thing at the bottom, it shows how many key blasts it takes, right? So they kind of took a little bit of Xenoverse book to where like if you hold when it comes to Xenoverse, when you hold your RT button, it shows the moves on your screen about what you have. And when you press RT and LT, it shows your ultimates and all that, yada yada yada. But when it comes to here, they do the same thing, and which is not bad. Like that's the one thing that kind of got me confused, but it's not really something I'll be like, oh, is not really all that. And the two blue things, you know how when you get your gauge, like the blue gauge up, I forgot what it's called, my fault. But when you get the blue gauge up, that's just pretty much what it shows. Like, all right, how much this takes. This one takes 2. This one takes 3. So that's pretty much just how that shows. And it's showing you the switch right there. Cause you know you can't just like constantly keep switching and switching and switching. But it shows that like, hey, like when that thing is glowing, you're able to switch. It's pretty much like when it came to BT3. It shows obviously like the health gauge in the player, but it had like this little pink or yeah, it's like this little pink, red, purple, whatever the fuck it was thing, and it shows that all right, now you're able to switch. So I love like how fast, but like that's the only thing I just really love about it. It's just like the fast paced combat into it. Cause knowing when it comes to games, I'm like a defensive player for the most part, but I just love like the fast paced games in it, and the transformation animation is just clean as hell. He said as soon as he transformed, just right back into combat. And one thing I did notice too, when it comes to the world tournament stage, I think they took it off for this setting to where if you hit the ground, it's not a ring out, which all good. First off, explosive wave right there, love it, cool, evasive. But I noticed that like when they took it down, I feel like they just took it down for like this part. And the thing is too, I love how certain stages are, and I love how big the arenas are in this game, right? So I'm gonna show a clip of it. It's like a couple second clip, but when you do like an ultimate or a move or something, it shows like a little cutscene of the whole stage, just like everybody just leaving. So I skipped it, obviously, but this is the clip I was talking about when it comes to like the world tournament stage. Yeah, everybody just runs out and all of that. And the cool thing about it and all that, and that now you're able to fight all the way in the stage, out the stage, and all that. And that's another thing I like too. A lot of people don't. A lot of people didn't really hit on it, but the one thing I do like when you do a rush move in BT3, even in BT2, I think in all of them actually, when you do like a rush move, it sends you back down to like the beginning stage where you're fighting at. When it comes to here, when you do a rush attack or rush move or whatever, you're going to hit it right there, but you're just going to continue. This is the player selection screen right here. And that's the one thing I want to hit on. I'm probably going to hit on it about the end because I'm going to talk a lot about it at the end. But you see how smooth it just went into like them just fighting. You pick your character, it switched, it changed camera angles, but boom, right there. But that is the one thing I do want to talk about in this game. That the camera angles to me is not. I really do not like them. Like that's the honestly the one thing I kind of do not like. It's like the camera angles, cause like you know how I said I love the fast paced game. That's like the only one con of it. Since it's so fast paced, it's like the camera angle is gonna have trouble just like kind of keeping up, and we're just zooming around the place the whole time. So that gauge right there, I guess when it shows like the arrow going up, it shows that like, hey, you're able to go up a transformation only once though because of your gauge. If it goes up twice, you're able to go up 2 times and all that. And that's the one thing I do like about it too. Like that's a nice hint and nod to tell you like, hey, you're able to go up once, you're able to go up twice, or that gauge may be for something else. I don't know. But right now, it just looks like that's what it's for. Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan. You've seen it before. Yeah, you see how he transformed and went to 1? Counter. So obviously I cannot read Japanese, but I did see Afro play gameplay of it, and he went Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Kaioken, and I love, and I'm so happy that they didn't do it like this. I love how Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Kaioken is not a separate transformation. I love how when you go Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Kaioken is a technique, right? Because Kaioken always been a technique. There's always been that. So I kind of just love that. Obviously, they're gonna have unique dialogue. And from looking at gameplay, obviously from hearing from other people who tested it out at Summer Game Fest, the arena of it is big as hell. Like it's just big. Like you're able to go far. Like when I mean far, you're able to go far. Now the one thing I want to know is this: will it still have that lock on and lock off feature? That's the one thing I want to know. Cause if it has that, I will like, that would be cool. If it doesn't, it's not like really something I really complain about. I really wouldn't care about. But I just love that little nod to where like if you go far away, it goes like it shows like, hey, you need to find this person or whatever, and if they charge up, you instantly lock in. But okay, he's going golden. The combos. And the fusing. I love this right here. And I love how you confuse and go instantly into Super Saiyan. I like that. Either that or he transformed. I don't know. But the one thing I did notice too, while looking at it also, when you are it like when you're choosing to swap a character to transform to fuse, it kind of gives that raging blast feeling. You feel me? Like, you know how you're able to switch out your character, transform, infused. It has that like same raging blast feeling. If I can find it, I will pull up a clip, but it just has that raging blast feeling, and I like it. And I love the animation, like the littlest details that they put into it. I just love it. Like when they did this Soul Punisher, that's why I call it. Some people call it the Stardust Breaker, but it doesn't matter wherever you float your boat. But when he did that, like the colors of it are just like nice. And that's another thing too, but I like too. When you knock somebody, when you defeat somebody, right? It's not like they have a little cutscene of like them on the ground circling around and while they're dead. But then, after that, it shows the player going down. Nope. This is why I love the fast pace. It just drops them, you go right back in, and you have to stay on your toes. That's the one thing I like. Because in BT3, it's like ain't nothing wrong with that. Of just like, just like regaining yourself and like, all right, I know what's up, like know what's to come next. I just love how like as soon as it dropped down, boom, you're instantly back to fighting. It doesn't matter what you're doing, you literally have to go back to fighting. I was gonna say, isn't there more? Okay. We got Hercule. And we got Fat Boo. Alright, this is funny. Hercule does not fly. Hercule cheering or like that little glance thing, that's his fighting. That's his I thought that nigga was flying. That's his fighting stance. Wait, I just realized. He's at 3. Okay, no, he just went to 4. Alright, so I love that. I love how you're still able to fight in the air with Hercule, apart from like him having the jetpack and all that. I just love how they still have Hercule on them in the game. So you're still able to have like the technique paralyzed for certain people. His charging, that's just funny to me. And I love how he just runs. Like that's all. Like he just runs. Still the classic. I wonder, does he still have that one move to where he rapidly hits you, then at the end he hits you once, and that was just like an RNG to where you can do no damage or you would do a lot of damage. I wonder if he still has that. He might. I don't know. Oh, this is it right here. Okay, so they still do have it. So they do have that, and I just love how I just love how they still have it in the game. Like it's just so cool. Then after that, it's like an RNG thing. It's not like it's like a guaranteed 0 every time. Sometimes in BT3 it was RNG. So like he would hit you and you won't go anywhere. Or one like sometimes he will hit you, you won't go anywhere, and sometimes when he does hit you, you will actually take damage. It's not a lot of it, but it's a good chunk. And I love how they gave it a good chunk of damage because it's an RNG base. So now we're just looking at Great Ape Vegeta versus Beerus. So the one thing I do love here, you see how he's getting staggered. Now in BT3, for like certain characters when you transform and all that. So like any Great Ape, Broly, and Fat Janemba, right? So they would have super armor, right? Because obviously big enemies are strong as shit and all that shit. But if you choose a character that's obviously stronger than that character, they will get staggered. So I love how they're showing Beerus in this because, well, one, we already know that Beerus is strong as shit. Two, Beerus is stronger than a Great Ape. So I love how you're still able to stagger and all that. And obviously with the Great Ape, you still can't do no rush attacks. You can't do any of that, which obviously totally makes sense. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's not nothing I'm really going to complain about. That's not to complain about. So I kind of love that. Oh, that's clean. Oh, that's clean. That's clean. That's clean. That's clean. So like we're getting Trunks versus the androids. So Trunks and Gohan versus all three androids. So as you already know, they still kept it where androids do not charge unless all their bars is like full, like all the way filled up to do like an ultimate. That's the only way to charge as an android, which again, nowhere to complain. So I like how they made that gauge, the blue one, go up faster than usual. Because it does. Because I ain't gonna cap. When it came to BT3, it did take a while for it to get up some, but now it's just like it's faster. And again, nothing's wrong with it. I love it. So one thing I am noticing while he is blocking, his key's not going down. And you know in BT3, when you're holding your guard, when you're holding your guard in BT3, your key goes down, and when they break it, they will be staggered for a little bit because they don't have that much key. Which that is still cool. I hope they still have it in here. Cause like it would really like it would just still be nice if they really have it in here. Cause that can really change the game of like you having a close match, you niggas holding their guard too much, but next you know you're able to break it. It's like a stamina break before the stamina break. You feel me? Transform right back in the action, just like that. You transform right back in the action. Super Saiyan 2. Okay, Trunks' ultimate. Sword of Hope. Okay. Okay, so I will obviously see reacts and all that. Thank you. I don't know why I'm saying thank you, but Siriax is one of the content creators who had played the game. So if you want to see more like what he talks about, how he felt to the game, go to his. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But a lot of people want to talk about the character select screen on how this looks, right? A lot of people say they really don't mess with it and all that. They rather prefer the BT3. And to be honest with you, I genuinely do not care. You feel me? Like, it would have been nice to still have the BT3 feeling to where, like he said, you click on the character, then it shows their respective transformations from in that era or when that character did it. But it looking like this, I really don't care. And I already know a lot of people are going to talk about, oh, but when it's like this, the transformations is pretty much counting as a character slot. Yes, which is true, but also in BT3, that's literally what they counted too. The transformations being a slot. Like a character slot. They've been doing it since BT1. Like, that's literally how it's been going. They've been doing it since BT1. So that's one thing I want to hit on that a lot of people say about like the character screens not like looking like that. Let me change the background. Cause I am going like kind of talk for a little bit. So I'm gonna do this. This is pretty much what I'm gonna talk about more in depth about what a lot of people are talking about. But if you really don't want to hear it, can be a good stopping point for you. Thank you for watching, like, comment, subscribe, and all that. I really do highly appreciate it. My whole goal by by like 2 months, you might be like, oh, why by 2 months? You're already at 20. You know, it's just like a trust the process thing in my eyes. But I say 2 months, I at least want 50 subscribers. I'm already at 25. It would be nice to get that goal up. It would be nice by the end of this month to at least have 40, right? Because when it comes to when it comes to YouTube, you got at least like 500 subscribers, when that, some amount of views, like 3,000 if I'm not mistaken, to be able to get paid off of YouTube. And YouTube is something that I truly and deeply do want to do. So it would be very nice if you like, comment, subscribe, support the channel. And obviously we're gonna be doing more gameplay when Sparking Zero comes out. I'm obviously going to be on it. Like, I already pre-ordered Sparking Zero. I'm going to be able to get the game. If you pre-order Sparking Zero, either in the special edition or the deluxe or ultimate edition, you're able to play it on October 7th. So I did get the ultimate edition, the most expensive one, to get all the characters, the season pass. So when they do come out, it's not something I really have to buy or worry about. And just to give y'all more Dragon Ball Z content, more anime content, more anything that you want to see. So you just want to make this a good stopping point. Thank you for tuning in, like I say again. But for all the people who just still want to hear me talk, I'm gonna just put on like a simple background. I don't know, it just kind of fade. Alright, so my take on some of the stuff. One, a lot of people say a lot of people say that Sparking Zero is not going to be as good because they're not going to have GT characters. Because I guess in one thing, I'm going to have it pulled up right here. It says something along the lines, I don't have it in front of me, but it says something along the lines, you're obviously going to be playing as people from Dragon Ball Z all the way to Super. Now let me tell you something about this. People who complain about that never played BT3, BT2, nor BT. They never played the Tenkaichi series. Because one, I didn't think they have to say it to tell you that, hey, we're going to have GT, we're going to have Dragon Ball. Because there's no point to be like, alright, for them to be at the desk and be like, alright, for all three games, we already had obviously GT and all that. So the one thing we're not going to do, we're just not going to put them in. Because one, a lot of people's favorite character to use in BT3 is actually Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. That's actually one of the most things people love to use. So there's no point of them be like, hey, it's not gonna be in. We're not gonna be like doing all of that. It just wouldn't make sense. You feel me? So that's for starters. Two, a lot of people love to complain about the character select screen. Now, when I tell you about the character select screen, again, when it comes to the character select screen, I don't care about it. You feel me? Because it's just the character select screen. I don't expect it to look pretty and all that. I do rather prefer the BT3. Yes, I already said that. But when it comes to it, I really do not care. Now, if we're talking about gameplay wise, I love how fast paced it is. I love how fast paced the whole game is. When the character gets knocked out, it's not like they just stand there. You're instantly right back into the action. I love how when you transform, you're instantly right back into the action. It's just a fast paced Dragon Ball Z game, and I'm all here for it. Because when I play a Dragon Ball Z game, I think of a Dragon Ball Z game being fast paced. So, for them to really, sorry, that's my chair, for them to really implement it into like this game, that's actually kind of cool because I love that. Because obviously when you see Dragon Ball Z characters fighting, they're not fighting slow. They're not just like throwing slow punches. No, they're fighting fast. This is a fast-paced fighting game. That's the one thing I love. And what's the other thing I wanted to hit on? Oh yeah, cool thing too. If you're used to if you are if you play Budokai, like Budokai Tenkaichi, right? You're able to have the new controls that they come out with, or you're just familiar with that. You're able to have classic controls for all the people who played BT3. Well, look no further. You have classic controls, which I love that because I was talking to my friend Dylan about it, and me and Dylan, we're a big like Dragon Ball Z fans. We love the Dragon Ball Z games and all that. And the one thing I told him, I was like, I hope they implement the classic controls, which I already knew they was going to because like, you feel me? But I love how they just implemented into it because like now, instead of like all the old people who played BT3 or the Budokai series, now they got like, instead of them like, oh, I gotta like figure out which control is which and all that, they can instantly go into it. Then they can damn, why the fuck I keep stuttering? They can instantly go into it and just be like, okay, it's just like back in the day. So I'm chilling. So that's the only thing. Now the one thing I do want to hit on, multiplayer. Right, we're going to talk about multiplayer and local multiplayer. So local multiplayer pretty much means just like the split screen, and yes, they do have it in the game. So for a lot of people back then who were saying, oh, it may be trash because they won't have it, they do have it. And when a lot of people was talking about it, I really wasn't worried about it because obviously, again, it's a Dragon Ball Z game, it's a fighting game in general, and it's BT3, like BT3, BT2, Sparking Zero. They're going to have local multiplayer. It just really wouldn't make sense for them to have it. So, when it comes to the multiplayer, the only thing I complain about the multiplayer, I hope the netcode is good in the game, right? So I hope the netcode is good to the point where it's enjoyable. So as you see right now, I have Xenoverse up, and obviously I'm just gonna make a point about it in Xenoverse. Xenoverse netcode is honestly complete ass. So hopefully, what am I trying to say? I'm speaking so fast. Hopefully it doesn't have that type of netcode. Because the netcode in it is trash. Like, it's not good. But that's pretty much, that's pretty much just it. Thank you for tuning in. If you actually sat down for the whole 35 minutes, pretty much 36, 37, whatever, about me just talking about BT, Sparking Zero, and just like how I feel about it. So, if you're just excited and can't wait for BT, I'm so used to calling it the Budokai Tenkaichi. Budokai Zero. How about that? BT Zero. I'm just gonna call it that from now on. If you're excited for BT Zero, just hit that like, comment, subscribe. Just tell me you're excited for it. Tell me who was your favorite character when you was playing Dragon in the BT series back in the day. When it came to Budokai 1, my favorite character was Yamcha. When it came to Budokai 2, it was Vegeta. When it came to Budokai 3, no shocker, Goku mid. It's Goku mid, Vegeta, then Vegeta. So that's really just gonna be it for this video. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for hearing my input about the game. Obviously, when the game come out, that's all just gonna be straight content from it. So, like I said, like, comment, subscribe, and Young Money Gaming out.